Enigmas Unchained. We're coming here to do another episode for you guys. Fun topic again, but we got co-host, my brother, Ice Enigma, the cold one, the coldest one, Mitchell Alexander Jackson. What it do, bro?
Oh man, this is right back like we were something.
Dang right. You know what I'm saying? Then we got our brother also, man, brother from another mother, known as Cat for almost 2 decades now, man. Crazy.
I guess it has been. It's been about what, like
it's been almost
17, 18 years, something like that.
Yeah, like we're close to 2 decades, man. Like we got Julian Ben, the ordinary fellow J. Talk to him, bro.
Yo, how's everybody doing tonight? How you feeling?
Cool. So tonight we're gonna deal with a topic that is pretty much like what we were raised on. We were raised on Saturday morning cartoons, yo. I mean, like, they don't mean that our parents were deadbeats. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and make that distinction very clear. I'm not saying that our parents were deadbeats, but you know what I'm saying? The whole sensation of you actually waking up at like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning just to get up and watch those cartoons in one sitting. You know, you're like, nah, I gotta get to them now. You know what I'm saying? You just like get up and you sit there from 6 to 12, you know, on Fox. You know, you have Fox, you have CBS, ABC. You have so many different people throwing out some bangers. You know, everybody didn't have on smash hits. Some of the things that was mixed in wasn't as good, but you still waited because you knew that there was another one that was going to be even better coming up next, you know. So the whole sensation about, you know, like the whole Saturday morning cartoon feel and what we liked and the things that we didn't like. And we're going to talk about that, you know, today. So I'm going to start it out with an Enigma of the day. I talked about this on the other call, but I got a question for you guys. It's actually game related. I want to ask you, when does a video game franchise, let me make sure I phrase it right. When does a video game franchise become obsolete? Like what makes it obsolete? Talk to me.
Mitch, you go first.
Come on, Mitchell. What makes a video game series obsolete? Like that could be sports, that could be an action game, action adventure, RPG, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Like, but what makes it what happens to it where the customer is like, I will never buy this again? Like what do you think happened?
I think as long as you keep a certain familiarity with the so as you go from like 2000 to 2001, so on and so on, as long as there's something that somebody can remember from the last game, then then it'll keep going.
Yeah.
But once you just like flip the complete script on everybody, then that's when they start to lose love for it.
Okay. I'm feeling that answer. You got more to add on Mitchell? Anything else?
Yeah. And then,
you good?
so like when you now like when they just be like, you know what, I'll never play this again. Like I said, like you just like get rid of everything that you know and love about the game, and then you say, you know what, we're gonna go, instead of, you know, staying on the right lane, we're gonna go like 5 lanes to the left. And you know what I'm saying? Then, like at that point, you alienating your core audience.
Yeah.
So then it's just like, well, you know, since this ain't for me no more, I ain't gonna play it. And then after a while, you know what I'm saying? Like people just, you know what I'm saying? Like that's, I don't know, matter of fact, I was listening to the radio this morning. It was either this morning or it was like a day or two.
Yeah.
And they was talking about like what the favorite game consoles were.
Yeah.
And I think 2 of them said Sega. And I was trying to remember like what happened with them, because I know Sonic was pretty much they cash cow.
It was.
And then all of a sudden, like, you know, you had the Genesis and you had the Dreamcast, and then after that, like I think what it was, they just couldn't keep up. So
That's
that might
fair.
be, so that might be another reason too.
Their cats just can't keep up with the times.
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually fair. Them two good points, man. Drew, you got one? We got more to add?
I mean, because I think Mitchell probably made some distinctions in there. Because I was going to ask, like, are we talking about the difference between a game being obsolete for me or just being obsolete and not relevant? Period.
Yeah, like pretty much ones that just fall out. You know, we got I'll give you an example. You know, like in a sports world, Fight Night. You know, we used to play Fight Night. You know what I'm saying? That was a fire game. But something happened, and it literally became obsolete. Like where it was no longer purchased, it was no longer sought after, and Fight Night was still one of the more popular games that EA Sports actually put out, but it just fell out. When we look at the time, what happened was that boxing was on a decline, like the actual sport was on a decline with regular people, and UFC MMA was on a rise. You know, we had Chikara, and we had like a couple like Pride fights. UFC then blew up, and people were looking for games like that, and that's when EA dropped Fight Night, used the same engine, and made UFC. You know what I'm saying? But literally, they obliterated the Fight Night game. They're like, we're not bringing this back. That's I think that's the best example I can come up with off the top of the dome, where you literally get a situation where that game is no longer even considered alive. Like it literally is an obsolete game. Like you cannot find it. Nobody's making it again, and there's something 9 times out of 10 has taken its place. So that's what I meant by that. Like that particular situation where a game literally becomes obsolete. But you got anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, games can become obsolete sometimes by the politics behind it. Like if like a game that'll get, let's say, it gets pulled from the shelves, not because it was a bad game, but let's say there was an acquisition of companies,
Yeah,
and then the game fell out of circulation, and we've seen strategies like I was trying to think of one that wasn't going to be a touchy one, but we've seen a strategy like with a Disney acquiring Lucasfilm and LucasArts.
Yeah.
In the old Jedi Knight games, you know, they weren't on the shelves. Nobody was looking for those things. They were extremely difficult to find. But then, as a way of trying to get everybody ready for the Last Jedi and for the Rise of Skywalker, you know, you release the two Jedi Academy games, and then they also and also put out Jedi Fallen Order. So in between Jedi Fallen Order coming out, before Jedi Fallen Order came out, they put out the first Jedi Knight game, and then coming up to the Rise of Skywalker, they put out the Jedi Academy one. Just so that was taking two games that were actually fairly highly rated, that didn't have a reason necessarily to become overrated, but because of like politics, the acquisition of the company and stuff like that, those games became hard to access. So yeah, politics and business acquisitions and stuff like that can take a game out of the foray and make it really rare. Or if a game just is terrible. But if
example.
I'm trying to remember, there was a game company back in the, oh god, I want to say, was it Altus?
Magma Arm.
Well, I mean, that was, Bullet Witch. That was awful. That was terrible. That was a terrible game. But there were some game boutiques that were like really back in the day, game creators that were really hit or miss, where they might have they put out 10 games in 10 years, and they put out 10 games in 10 years and one of them's good, and then the rest of them are like hot garbage.
You're absolutely right, bro. I mean, like I'm not disputing you, but the moment that you said that a game could just be trash, I just remember watching you play Bullet Witch, man. And
What?
bruh, man, Julie, can you explain what Bullet Witch is about with Max Cougar in it?
Bullet Witch was a game for the Xbox 360, where there was a lady who was a witch. When she had a combination of technology and sorceress powers to try to stop the world from ending, and she was teaming up with I guess you could call it like a resistance force, and the leader of their resistance force was a character named Max Cougar, he was a ridiculous like something that you'd see on the Sci-Fi Channel on a Thursday afternoon type of character. And then the ultimate boss was this gigantic.
On a $150,000 budget.
Well, that's too generous. Like, let's bring that down. Like 10, 15,000 $15,000 budget. Like it all went into filming. Nobody got paid. They got paid in craft services. They got paid in craft services and being able to say that they were in a movie. They didn't actually get money.
They got one fresh meal.
No, they got craft services. There was no fresh meal. It was muffins in a bag. Muffins in a bag and Cheetos and some Pellegrino. And it probably wasn't even Pellegrino. It was probably Deer Park water.
Yeah, Deer Park water, man. Pellegrino costs money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, man.
So basically, you have the two protagonists. I can't remember what the Bullet Witch. I can't remember what her name is. And then you got her trusty assistant of the leader of the Resistance, Max Cougar. And then their arch nemesis is this gigantic devil creature that has its right arm is a Hydra. And it's like a 30-story creature. Its right arm is a Hydra, and its left arm is made of magma. And it looks like a medieval depiction of what you think Satan should look like, except for he's got these weird arms. And then the only thing about Bullet Witch that was good was the fact that she could do some outrageous things to the environment with her powers, like calling down gigantic meteor storms and stuff like that. It's like some old Final Fantasy type stuff, but with more mobility and no turn-based action. Yeah. So that was it. That was the only reason I bought the game. That was the only reason I played the game more than once. Of that, and to laugh at that horrible magma arm, Hydra arm thing.
It's like a magma arm.
It's one of the worst games ever made. But yeah, so I was I found the company that I was talking about, Atlas. The Japanese. So Atlas, they made, like I said, like for every roughly 10 games that they made, one was good. I mean, that's just facts. Like they did have some really good games in their catalog. They also had a lot of really, 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 really bad games.
Facts.
And so right now they have figured out their formula to not die, which is just focusing on anime style games and sticking to their base in Japan and not really exporting much of that to North America, because North Americans don't get it. And I mean, this is true. And then they were like, hey, look, why don't we just do an anime series? So like the Shin Megami Tensei, Devil Survivor, Persona, and just sticking to those.
Yep.
Before, they were trying all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
Mari Kingdom, Xseeds, Marvelous, AQL.
Yeah.
Like nobody read Odin Sphere. Odin Sphere was trash.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy too, because I remember cats. Oh, this game is phenomenal. I'm like, Odin Sphere. I remember I had it on PS Vita, and I got an hour in on a plane and was like, why is this on my Vita? And deleted it at 15,000 feet. However how it was, I was like, delete.
we all enjoyed the hype of Double Dragon in the 80s.
Oh yeah,
in the 80s, we enjoyed the hype of it. Double Dragon wasn't a good game. Okay,
it wasn't.
Street Fighter was a good game.
Yeah,
Double Dragon. Nobody born after 1992 remembers Double Dragon for that example. You know this is true. Nobody born after 92 even knows what Double Dragon is, because it was trash.
Yeah,
like it's not good, and the cartoon wasn't good either.
I mean, it was crazy too, because like Double Dragons, I have to look this up because this is off the top of Dome. But I wonder, because like the construction of Double Dragons, they both look like Ryo and Ken. I'm wondering which one came first. On the radio, I mean, okay, we get that, but that's just another question to throw in the air. It's like, when was Double Dragons made, and when was Street Fighter made? Because I think Street Fighter was like a 92 game, if I'm not mistaken.
Street Fighter had a whole bunch of legal stuff because because there was another, if I recall correctly, the original Street Fighter wasn't even made by Capcom. It was a completely different franchise. It was. And Capcom wanted to make a Street Fighter game, but they realized that the copyright for it was taken, so they just called their game Street Fighter 2. Which is straight up Chinese restaurant stuff.
Yep.
It's just it's so lame, but it's a classic franchise for it to start. It started with 2, and now we at what, 6?
6 apparently after, but we know in between 2 and 6 they're like 90 games, but that's a whole that's a whole nother conversation.
Ooh, they did a Double Dragon in 2017. That's
Yeah, they
insane.
did. It was terrible. Yeah, I bought that, you know, and that was a regrettable buy. So yeah, I was like, yeah, these dudes is trash, yo. It's like the whole you know idea of Double Dragons didn't make sense, but yeah, but yeah, like pretty much the idea, you know, for the Enigma today was, you know, dealing with like what makes things obsolete, you know, like and if you guys got any examples, you can email us at tnigma@enigmasunchained.com or icenigma@enigmasunchained.com, and we'll
I
get
got
back
2.
with you.
I got 2.
Oh, you got 2 of them? Throw them at there. What's up?
Man, probably one of my personal favorites. Split Second.
Oh yeah,
That
Split
was,
Second straight up obsolete now, bro. I'm sorry.
man, that hurt my heart, man, because you remember how I used to play that.
Oh, facts.
Like it was ridiculous.
Mitchell was a fiend on that game. I mean, like that sucker had like calculated every second on that game. I'm like, God dang, bro. I mean, this dude he was a fan, and they were like, yeah, we ain't gonna do another one. I was like, what you gonna do instead? It was like, what, motorbikes or something like that? I was like, man, it's trash. It's like ATV versus something else, BMX versus ATV. I was like, trash. But yeah, like, but that's where they chose to go. So it's weird, man. What was the other one?
And then think about it, because remember how WWE 2K20 came and went.
Yeah, it's trash.
So now they got, what is it, WWE Battleground?
You talking about the mobile app game?
I don't know if it's a mobile app or the actual.
I think it's a mobile app. It's a mobile app. They make more money. I mean, that's what Konami kicked Kojima out for, which I don't blame them. I mean, they was like, look, bro, Pachinko makes 5 Kojimas a day. You know, they're like, it makes 5 Kojimas a day. We will happily part with you if Pachinko continues to make money, and Pachinko makes billions of dollars, you know, every quarter. So they were like, look, bro, you asking me 500 million and we ain't getting no return, but then we look to Pachinko, and Pachinko is actually making like $2.3 billion, like somewhere in the range of close to annually at that time, but now they're making more than that. So I mean, it's like I don't like Konami, but I can't knock the hustle right now. So yeah, but yeah, we're gonna go into it now though. So we're gonna deal with you know, Saturday morning cartoons, you know, and what it was. So first question, what was your favorite channel for Saturday morning cartoons?
It was probably Fox. It was either Fox or CBS, but I spent a lot of time on Fox.
Oh yeah, whatever I couldn't find on Fox, then I had to look elsewhere. Because I mean, you know, once you got your hand on the controller, you know what I'm saying, that like the power was yours.
That's why them early mornings were important, man. You know, my sister I had 2 sisters, so my older sister, she don't like mornings, so she didn't wake up till like 11. So I was like, man. My younger sister, she was like, you know, she would wake up at like 9, but she didn't want to watch anything. We had an additional TV. I had my own black and white TV, like you know, just to show you how old, you know. I didn't get I'm like Bane, you know what I'm saying, in that particular sense. I didn't see color TVs until I was yet a man. You know, I couldn't afford that, you know. So I actually had black and white TV. I would fine tune it, and on the real as a kid, because I knew I didn't get color. I remember we went to some exhibit. It was a free thing, and they gave us 3D glasses. You know, 3D glasses add color and depth. I would literally sit in front of the black and white TV with those glasses on to get color on a black and white TV. I played my video games like that. I watched my TV shows like that. Like that's actually, I had this little pair of paper 3D glasses to put on to look at TV so I could watch like the cartoons and the anime that I would find on 46, 55, 57, and 62. You know what I'm saying? Like just like that was that's how I started. But Fox was mine too. Fox was the doggone juggernaut. You found if Ronan, dude, it was so many hits coming out on Fox, man. I mean, I don't even think they even meant that, you know. It was just like, oh, well, we'll just release it and see what happens. It's like, this is fire off the shelf.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, ABC had some good ones. You know, they had Recess.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Recess was fire.
Yeah, Recess was mine. I enjoyed that.
What was the name of Hammer's cartoon? Y'all remember?
Hammer Time.
Sure, it was Hammer Time.
I think it was.
Let me see. Let me be sure, man. I got.
We should just call it Hammer Time because
call it Hammer Time.
Let's just call it Hammer Time.
Yeah, we know it was MC, but he had these magic shoes. He had his magic shoes. He put the magic shoes on and he become Hammer, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like interesting. Like that. New Kids on a Block had a cartoon on NBC. Yeah. What you say?
I almost forgot about that one.
Oh, bro, man. I mean, remember Which Kid had one on NBC too. Kid and Play had one on NBC.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like now it was fire. I mean, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came on CBS. That's the only reason I tuned into CBS. Could care less about anything else. I'm like, oh, Turtles on. Let's figure this out.
Love the Turtles, man.
Yeah. I was like, if I can get the turtle, I mean, then they did some weird mutation thing with the turtles. It was strange. That was unwatchable. But so that was like later 90s. I was like, I don't know why I was trying to be edgy, but this is not good. There was some like Western on joint on CBS too. Y'all remember that joint?
Cowboys and Moon Mason.
Yes, sir. Yeah, like that. I'm like, that was new. They had Mighty Ducks on I think it was ABC. It was ABC.
Yeah.
Moon Mason, man, that's wild. I hadn't heard that name in a long time. That shit was no one got up at 6 in the morning and watched Moon Mesa. Like that wasn't your objective. You watched Moon Mesa while you was waiting for something else that you wanted to watch.
It was that was what the Knights of Chernobyl was on Fox. You know what I'm you know what I'm saying? The Knights, like the Power Rangers clone, one of the many Power Rangers clones. Because like Power Rangers was on the GOATs, man. I mean, that was I think that was a 10 o'clock to 10 o'clock. There was a whole hour block at one time. It was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. You know what I'm saying? Then we had X-Men. And it's like X-Men, X-Men, Spider-Man, bro. Look. Like that 10 to 12 block on Fox Saturday morning, bro. I mean, look, don't even touch me on my shoulder. I'm getting all this in. You know what I'm saying? I want to see all these doggone cartoons. You know what I'm saying? Then they did like some old trash like VR Troopers. And what was the name of one with the Beatles in it? What's the name of the joint?
All I remember is Beetleborgs.
Big bad. And it was like a clown. Then a clown give the Beetleborgs.
Yeah. It was a clown looking dude. It was like Jay Leno with a purple wig and the Joker's crushed velvet, purple suit type situation going on. I'm sure I'm misremembering how he looks, but I'm thinking it's a kid.
Bro, you're not, because I like just typed it in and you describe him so accurately that he would match a doggone description. like that. I mean, the dude literally was blue skin, big Jay Leno Elvis hair. You know what I'm saying, with the crushed velvet. Like you're right. Like he had a crushed velvet and he had like a gold shirt. It was like a print shirt. You know what I'm saying? That old school blouse shirt.
I'm looking at the picture now. That show is about child abuse. Like,
it is.
That's like neglect, truancy. Like there's so many stories being told. I'm looking like you got the one black kid, the two white kids. Like they're all in middle school. Where are your parents?
Yep. Like, what's crazy? Jay Leno was actually this thing.
Oh,
what was this Jay Leno? I used to think. Let me make sure.
Jay Leno deserves some respect. I hope it's not.
Hold on. Let me just double check. I don't think. No. Okay. All right. My bad. No. All right. The people were saying that the uncanniness was actually pretty much there. I was like, I hope this dude went on a goddamn show in a haunted house with a doggone clown in it. I mean, on the real, y'all. I mean, like literally, it was a bunch of kids that there's a black kid, a white boy, and a white girl that randomly roamed into a haunted house with a creepy clown, a doggone Frankenstein, a mummy, and a Dracula, right? And then they become superheroes. What type of bull is this?
It's stuff from the 90s. It's stuff from the 90s.
Bruh, nah, man. I mean, I can't give him a pass on this. I mean, it's like Power Rangers.
You go back and watch these 90s things, they all have suspect origin stories
Hey,
and stuff like that. Come on.
Most of it was radiation, though. You know, it's like radiation was 90% of them. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like what's the name of Toxic Crusaders? Trash show.
yeah, man.
Off of a rated R movie. Like most people don't even know it's a rated R movie. You know what I'm saying? It was a rated R movie that inspired that doggone cartoon, but they marketed it towards children, but it was literally a rated R. I remember my mom, like on the real, like real story. I was a fan of Toxic Crusaders. I think it was called Toxic Crusaders, right? Now I was 7. I was 7. And I remember walking into the video, into the movie rental place, you know?
Yeah.
And I saw the movie. And I was like, oh, snap, it's Toxic Crusaders, yo. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, Mom, I want to watch this. This is before like ratings were really enforced, you know. It was a movie on the shelf, you know, like, and then, you know, like the guy who owned it, you know, he was cooking hot dogs, stuff like that. You know, he didn't care. He was like, yo, look, man, just take this thing, give him my dough and get out of here. You know, so I got it, went home, and I remember like sitting up at night, popping in, yo, I mean, it's rated X. I'm talking about, I was a kid, I'm like, what the world is going on here? I mean, like, I was like, what happened? You know, like literally, like, yo, what am I watching right now? I mean, and I remember finishing a movie and being like, I should never watch this movie again. Dude, I mean, yeah, I mean, let's say like they targeted kids though. You know what I'm saying?
I'm looking at the stats for this. So the original, the original Toxic Crusader was a 1984 movie called The Toxic Avenger. Their budget, it was 79 minutes long.
Yep.
The budget was $500,000, and then in the box office it made $800,000. It's about a 98-pound nerd weakling, you know, living in Tromaville, New Jersey. I have no idea where the exit is, and he's being bullied. And then the bullies at school were going to cut his penis off.
Yep, this is exactly what happened. Yes,
they were going to castrate him.
Continue.
And then, you know, and then he falls into toxic waste, and then he has the power to avenge himself of these gangs. And he's gonna paradoxically clean up Tromaville. he's made of toxic waste, and he's gonna clean the town up.
He had a blind chick as his girl too. You know, so the girl was blind.
Oh, look, they had pimps and prostitutes in this joint, man.
Bro, I'm telling you, yo, it was off the chain. I'm talking about like fully off the chain. And it, like, when we picked it up, you just had, you know, you see the picture. It was like the Toxic Avenger. He got like the American flag behind him with a mop in his hand, you know. So you know, say you didn't even think about it. Like, Mom was like, okay, whatever, you know, just popped it in. And I remember like they always say I popped it in, and I was like, what? And because like they actually showed the dude's face bubbling up with the radiation and him being in a toxic waste. You know, his eye popped out. You know, it was crazy. I was like, what the world?
But that again goes to what I was saying about, you know, like the 90s and the 80s and stuff like that, with how they did their stuff. Because think about it, like The Mask is not, so The Mask happened in the 90s, right? The Mask was not rated G. It was you know, that was it was for grown-ups.
Yeah.
The Mask was, but what film studios were doing at that time was like, okay, so if we have a blockbuster of something, and we know it's rated R, we know it's not appropriate for children, we're just going to make a cartoon for it to try, so the children have an opportunity to, so we can merchandise it, we can get the toys out there, we can get the comic books on the rack, and then we can get the kids excited about these characters, even though these characters are deeply inappropriate for children. Like, look, so Toxic Avenger is one. The Mask is another example.
Yep.
You know, what's another? Beetlejuice? That is Beetlejuice is deeply inappropriate for children.
It is. I mean, well, anything that Tim Burton did, including the first Batman, you know, because Batman killed people in that movie.
Yes, he
did.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? That's why I always joke.
He had machine guns in the Batmobile. See, let's just call a spade a spade. He had machine guns in the Batmobile. He had street sweepers. He had street sweepers behind the headlights of the Batmobile. I just want you to understand
Drew, don't forget the bombs. You know,
he was look. Batman is like he's not a hero. He's a gangster. he's a gangster.
don't forget him. Didn't he blow up like Ace Chemicals or something like that in that joint? And he like had like this. I can't remember if it was Ace Chemicals or something, but I remember him like parking his car, putting on a full armor. You know, it was like tungsten steel or something. This like just coat the whole doggone thing and just start dropping bombs. I'm like, what the world you did? And it's just explosions, and you like people are dead. You know, it's like,
like what kind of a hero has a street sweeper? Two of them. Oh. And for anyone who's not familiar with that terminology, first of all, I'm a square. I'm not like running the streets or anything like that, but I hang around a lot of thugs and what do they call them? Malcontents. And it's a term for an automatic weapon that fires guns at a high rate and allows you to take the lives of many people very quickly. So yeah.
It's like a doggone broom with bullets, you know. It just goes, and you just all you got to do is move your arm. That's all you got to do if you got good grip, you know. You just but that doesn't want to educate.
He's got street sweepers in the Batmobile, and we merchandise that. See, that's the thing. So, yeah, it was merchandised for sure on Christmas. That was like kids wanted the street sweeper edition of the Batmobile.
Yep.
On Christmas after the first Batman came out. So all the cards. There's so many of the cartoons during the '90s, which is like when you go back and watch them, they weren't really good. They were neither good nor were they good for us. Most of them weren't. Just because they were based on adult films that the Hollywood was trying to monetize and trying to indoctrinate into children, which is a long history that we have.
So how about let me throw you another one. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Dude, again, like they made a whole the Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. That cartoon was trash though. It was. I watched every week.
I watched absolutely trash, but the movies were trash too though. I mean, we watched the movies at my cousin's house.
You know how many like Ghostbusters is another example. You know how many dirty jokes Bill Murray managed to get off? How many bars he got off?
Look, you watch your mouth.
He got some bars off on Sigourney Weaver, man.
Oh yeah, no, fact. That dude taught me how to shoot my shot. Look, let's not get it twisted. Peter Venkman was a shot shooter. He was like, nah, chick, you gonna be mine in there, especially in 2. When she came in with the chap, I was like, man, what the I was a kid and I was like, well, why though? You know what I'm saying? Like, well, who you got with outside of Venkman? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I was like, so what happened? I thought they would have got married or something. Nah, you know, she went off with some random cat and had a kid that got kidnapped by a ghost. You know,
it wasn't her fault.
It wasn't. You know, it wasn't
because you know. Yeah. Anyhow,
that's just stuff you figure out when you get older, though. You know, but as a kid, I was like, yo, what the world is going on? You know, Venkman. Like
the level of indoctrination and merchandising that was happening in these shows, and I feel like the indoctrination is still happening, but the merchandising strategy is slightly different because we're not trying to take Candyman and make it into a child's toy now.
Well, then give it to
I think we've got past that.
We don't know if Candyman honey soon. We don't.
No idea, man.
Don't forget now. Key on this now. I mean, Peele. No,
it's Peele. It's Jordan Peele. Yeah,
it's Jordan Peele. Yeah, Peele's on this. So I mean, I wouldn't put that past him. You know, it's like, yeah, you can get. I can hear him now. Like, yeah, you can get your own honey right now. Yeah, like, I know we're talking about Saturday morning cartoons, but just a brief aside. Candyman terrified me. Okay. I mean, and the fact that they're redoing this, I was like, look, man, you are sick. Like Candyman was one of the most terrifying, I would say the most terrifying dude I've ever seen in horror. My sister loved horror movies, so she had me watch the old ones and the new ones. And I was like, whatever. We probably been Candyman, this black man with his deep voice rolling around with a hook on his hand. I was like, man, just turn this thing off. I don't want nothing. I don't want to think about it. I ain't want to look in the mirror. I remember walking in the bathroom looking down. They don't want to look in the mirror at all. I'm like, man, forget this mirror. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather just like hold my head down the whole time and just talk to myself in my head. You know what I'm saying? Don't even mention the name Candyman in your head. Just keep moving. It was crazy. I was like, man, yeah. That's
Oh, wait a minute. Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad.
oh shoot, bruh. Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. Oh, and there was another one called oh man, it had a freaking long name, a long name.
Hmm.
It was almost like a "Don't be a menace in South Central while drinking your juice in the hood," but it was actually like a Power Ranger clone. I can't.
Was it a super monkey fighting robot?
No. It was longer than that. It was longer than that, yo. It was something about Beverly Hills. I don't know, oh man, let me see. Beverly Hills, Power Rangers, spinoff. Let me see if I can find it. Spinoff. I was gonna see if I can find this joint real quick. Oh man, come on. Where is the name? I mean, it had a freaking Tattooed Teenage Alien Fighters from Beverly Hills. That was the name of the joint. I'm not lying to you. Like they got powers from tattoos.
Oh, boy.
Hey, so y'all remember Wildcats?
Yes, man. Wildcats, man. How could we not forget trash?
That was always the last cartoon on CBS. So that was like, it came on at 11:30, and then once you hit noon, it's like you're looking at Dan Rather. So
and if you were on Fox, you were looking at another 48 hours. As apparently that thing had unlimited views. It came on every weekend.
48 hours was on all the time.
Another 48 hours at 12, right at noon. It was like they give you 48 hours, then another 48 hours, and it felt like 48 hours went by. I was like, man, what the world, man? And it was Saturday morning cartoons. Wildcats was trash, yo. Goodness,
it was, but it had a fire theme song.
Oh yeah, all facts. No.
And it was a good finisher. But I went back probably about 5 years ago and like rewatched the series. I was, man, that was rough. And I'm realizing that Saturday morning cartoons weren't designed to be good.
Oh man, no, you take that back. You take that back.
No. So here's so unless they were unless it was like super episodic, did not have like a theme to roll with, or unless it was like so like with the exception of gems like Spider-Man, X-Men, and then really episodic things like Hanna-Barbera, Rocky and Bullwinkle, things that there was no sort of ongoing narrative. Is just it's situational comedy that was happening in these things. Apart from those kinds of things, most of those cartoons and Saturday morning shows and stuff like that were not designed to be examined closely over a condensed period of time. What you were supposed to do is have all the excitement of watching it, of getting to Saturday morning, watching it, and then baking on that until next Saturday.
Yeah.
But if you ever try to like binge watch or try to actually pull the thread and actually see the thread of the narrative on some of these things, like these shows are unwatchable. Like they weren't made to be consumed. They weren't made to be canonized or consumed as a single narrative over a period of time. They were meant to be enjoyed in 30-minute intervals week over week. Yeah. Not like you saw it on Saturday and then the only way you was going to see it again was in your dreams. Unless you had a good VCR to record it, you were only going to see it in your dreams between now and next Saturday.
That's true.
And pre-internet, pre-YouTube, all that.
You better make sure you got a 4-head VCR because the 2 heads was trash.
Yeah, because like that's the difference between Saturday morning cartoons of the 80s and 90s and let's say Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is actually you can watch that week over week and it's also bingeable. Like it's consistently well constructed and enjoyable from top to bottom. As an example, even though that's not quite our generation, we were like coming into adulthood, late teens going into adulthood, watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. We weren't watching that during the 90s and 80s with all the other cartoons that we were getting into. But that's an example of a cartoon, a quote unquote Saturday morning cartoon that is well constructed, where 90% of the stuff that we watch, we enjoyed it, but it wasn't good. Like you enjoy a person can enjoy hot Cheetos or a hot ball or stuff like that. That stuff ain't good. So a hot ball ain't good.
There's a good about a hot ball. I need to confirm right now with hot Cheetos since you brought that up. Okay. If you had the people, so I mean, I remember in Winsboro, and Mitchell can attest to this. The girls that scrapped the most had red fingers from Hot Cheetos. You know what I'm saying? You know, so Hot Cheetos has no tradition, like no nutritional value, none. It has nothing in it, right? But they said that the only people who ate them were the crazy people. You know, so
Okay, so
wanting to know if there's some validity to this, because when somebody said that, I was reminded of that. I said, yo, I remember one chick like literally licking the Hot Cheeto stuff out of her fingernails and then going to fight a chick.
I want to validate that urban legend with the writing of a former Jehovah's Witness and now one of the most prolific and renowned music stars of our age, Donald Glover. He was raised as a Jehovah's Witness and all that other stuff. That, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So on Atlanta season 2, Robin season, on the first episode, you know, him and his friend were sitting out on the car, and it's hot. They're out of gas. They're at the pump, and while they're waiting for the car to fuel up, there's a murder that's happening, across the street, and they're eating Cheetos. And then Donald Glover's character is like, he said, "Yo, what flavor is Hot Cheetos?" And his friend thought about it for a second. It's hot. and then the police scroll by, so I want to confirm that. Yeah, the flavor of Hot Cheetos is hot, and nothing good happens from Hot Cheetos. Truancy, robbery, and murders and stuff like that. Like it's the taste of African American poverty and misfortune. Seasoned with Jim Crow, civil rights, and slavery.
I heard a comedian say that all the serial killers are the kids who used to eat Hot Cheetos.
Like Hot Cheetos, bro. Like, and the kids love it.
And he said Hot Cheetos, and I forget the name of the freaking soda. It was like Fresca or something like that. It was about
Fresca, don't you dare put Fresca in Hot Cheetos. It's just like nobody's thinking about Black Wall Street when they eat Hot Cheetos. Like you only think about the bad things that happen to Western blacks when Hot Cheetos come in the conversation.
What does Fresca do that? I mean, like Fresca was in like the dollar market for like 45 cents when you walked into the store. It was cheaper than a can of fake Pepsi and cola.
I had a totally different experience with Fresca. So with Fresca, it was like it's sort of like, you remember Tab?
Yeah. So
Fresca and Tab were like the two drinks that older folks drank, and they wouldn't let the kids ever drink no Fresca. Like when I was growing up, like I used to like we would have a family cookout and everything like that. The stuff was always like for my aunties and stuff like that. They would never let the kids have no Fresca. And then when, let's say it wasn't even cookout season. Let's just say my dad brought a 12-pack home just on some dad stuff because he liked Fresca. He don't even want us to have no Fresca, bro. Like he said, look, you can have a Coke. You can have you a Coke. Go in there and get you a RC Cola or something like that. You can drink some grapefruit juice, but you can have a Coke, something like that. You ain't getting my Fresca. And so I'm about to be 36, in some weeks, right?
Yeah.
And for the first time in my adult life, I bought a 12-pack of Fresca like 2 months ago, and I felt like an adult finally. I was like, you know what? I can drink Fresca, and nobody can tell me what to do. So here putting Hot Cheetos and Fresca when Fresca was like the holy grail for me. It's the untouchable, ungrabbable thing. I can't put that in the category of hot fries. You remember hot fries? Can't put that in the category of hot fries and Hot Cheetos. Whose flavors is just hot.
Look, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you trying to defend your Fresca. I understand, bro. I remember Fresca being in the dollar marts where people used to get stabbed at when I was a kid. So Fresca has nothing special. I apologize. You know what I'm saying?
You don't gotta apologize. I just had a different experience. That's fine. We had different experiences with Fresca. Fresca was like holy for some reason. I don't know why. And to you, it sounds like it was secular. It wasn't sacred at all. It was extra regular.
It's called rebellion. You wanted something you didn't need.
Hey, look, I used to drink it all the time. So
of course you did, Mitchell. You had money for Fruitopia, sucker. Like, sucker walk around and had all he smelled like was Fruitopia. I can't stand you. I ain't had no money for no Fruitopia. Oh man, dude, like that just brought back a gang of memories, man. Gang of memories. So
I
what
thought
did
about
you,
too.
go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Nah, I don't know if I should. I don't know if I should say this one on the air because we got a lot of people that know us. So I don't know. I can say this one off the air. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But,
I was like, well, that's on you, man. I mean, I will out a sucker, man, at the canteens. Them suckers over there hustling.
I mean, are you dry snitching? Is that what you're saying? You feel like you can't just throw it out dry snitching?
See, Mitchell know too much, so that's why folk didn't mess with him when he was Mitchell knew too much about people, you know what I'm saying? So like if you want a disclaimer person, I would know who it is. I know for a fact that I would know exactly what you're talking about. But if the person listens to it and they offended, man, that's on them. Did the crimes.
No, I mean, it like I don't know if this is common knowledge now, but since none of us are in school anymore, you remember when? I mean, I don't know if you heard about it, but when I guess the canteen was open.
Oh, no, that was it. The canteen was lit. Like, I ain't had no money for it. Yeah, continue.
Nah, like when we came back from one of the parades, somebody just happened to say that the canteen was open. So, everybody just happened to go down there to the canteen and started grabbing stuff.
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm saying like that.
I remember that. Like, listen, all them suckers are grown with kids except for 3 of them. I know all the people who did it. Don't forget. I was an information broker. I knew everything. I had too much information. I remember who did that joint, man. I won't say their names. I won't say their names on the air. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. But I know who did it. You know what I'm saying? I know all the people who did it. You know what I'm saying? Like and it was jacked up. They weren't watching cartoons. Forget them. You know what I'm saying? They were the ones trashing us for watching cartoons. Screw them dudes.
Right.
So like forget y'all cats, man. We was living a good life. But that leads me into my second question. How did you guys prep? Like, what did you have ready when you were about to sit down and watch cartoons, man? What did you do? What was your ritual prep?
Oh man, either I just grabbed the remote, or I just happened to stumble upon a bowl of cereal. So I was good to go.
What cereal did you have?
He happened to stumble upon a bowl.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking him, Joe. I'm like, you don't stumble upon cereal. It's like you're walking down a road. Like, oh, well, look at that, a bowl of cereal growing on the side of a tree. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't stumble upon a bowl of cereal. You either take it and you ain't paid for it. You know what I'm saying? What cereal you acquired? Well, you was acquired.
Well, see, there was a variety. So one weekend I might have Cinnamon Toast Crunch, or Fruit Loops, or let me see, what else did I have? Shoot, either Smacks or Golden Crisp. Shoot, it was man. Hey, I had to pick it a little.
Yeah, you did. I didn't know the names of half of those things when I was your age.
You had all the sugar cereal.
I mean, we were still buying the ones in the bag.
Man, you sounds like you were spending plenty of time cutting the roof of your mouth.
Oh, bro, my whole mouth. When you got like the apple, I forget what the fake Apple Jacks cereals is called. But you had like the fake Apple Jacks, and you waited for an hour for them to like soften up in milk, and they never did. It's like you just chewing on rocks, you know what I'm saying? Like, or you get like the you get the Cheerios, or my bad, the Toasted O's. You get the Toasted O's, and the Toasted O's, you know what I'm saying? They were just stale, you know what I'm saying? When you bit into them, they were like tough. You know what I'm saying? Like, how in the world Cheerios tough? You bite into it. What type of farm did y'all use? Rubber? I mean, what's in this thing, yo? Oh my goodness, dude. Hate poison for a lot of that cereal, man. That's why they call me the cereal bully. Because I like bully people about what cereals they like. But I ain't gonna do that today. I'll give y'all a pass. But I was bullied because I didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? I was just playing. So Mitchell got cereal and a remote. What you got, you?
My process evolved depending in different areas. So I would say late 80s, early 90s, the process was similar. Just going to, get up early. Because like I had shows that came on at 6. So
Same.
I would be up at like 5:45. I got one of them old General Electric, brown alarm clocks. Like, the one I'm talking about. With the red numbers on it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
I still got one to this day. It's in my bedroom.
It still works.
Yeah.
The joint with the wood vinyl on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. To this day, I still use that. Like, I'll be 36 this year, and that clock is at least 4 years older than me. I got like a 40-year-old clock in this house, man.
That clock is radioactive. The clock has a radioactive tendency.
It did not lower my my sperm count. So, like getting my wife pregnant is not a problem. Like, so that radiation is not doing anything against us. We got anyhow. So my process was, set, the cereal, but we also cooked a lot and stuff like that too. So sometimes I might get up and while the cartoon was on, I would as I got older, probably about 11, 12, then I would start to like prep pancakes or French toast or something like that for Saturday morning cartoons. And then the final stage of preparation evolution would actually start Friday night because TGIF was popping in the 90s. And so like we'll watch TGIF, and be up, wilding and stuff like that, and don't want to go to bed after TGIF is over, so might like watch a movie or watch some anime or something like that, and then go to sleep, and then still wake up in enough time to watch my 6 a.m. show, and then so yeah, my process kind of evolved. It started off just with cereal, but then cooking got involved, and then started watching TGIF and Family Matters and stuff like that was happening on Friday nights. Shoot, I was watching Clueless, all that.
Yeah. I mean, that whole block for TGI, thank God it's Friday. You know what I'm saying? The TGIF drum, man. Look, Family Matters will still go down as one of the best black sitcoms ever done. Like, especially like Black Love between like Carl Winslow and Harriet. You know, like hands down, no, I can't even think of another like actual black couple that was that loving to each other on a show. You know what I'm saying? I went back and watched like a few episodes like a couple months ago, and I was like, yo, this thing was fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, outside of Laura Winslow, who everybody know Laura Winslow, everybody want a Laura Winslow, and Laura Winslow ain't the one. I'm just gonna just take that as a message for take that as
every character in that show evolved but her.
Except for her. She
didn't change.
You know what I'm saying? She's the one everybody wanted, but it's like, don't everybody knows a Laura Winslow, and if you are pursuing a Laura Winslow right now, just let it go. You need to get your Myra. It don't be Steve Urkel.
Myra was wilding too, bro, just in a different way. So Myra needs. I don't got no advice for Myra. For Laura, you stop giving her attention because she need to know she need to learn she's not special, so that she can actually develop good character. She needs character formation. That's what she needs.
Well, she had moments for that, and she still didn't grow. Myra
because dudes were still giving her attention. They still thought she was the hot chick. That's the problem.
That's fair.
She needs to be ignored and rejected a little bit so that she could get some character formation. She didn't get rejected enough.
Well, if that would have happened, should have went the way of Rudy Winslow.
Gosh, man.
Judy? Oh yeah, Judy.
Judy Winslow, man. Like she went upstairs and she never came back downstairs. It was like, where did she go?
So she climbed out the window and then she went and did all that debauchery.
Nah, man. I believe she got moused. I don't care nobody say. I've coined that term. You know what I'm saying? She got Miles, son. You know what I'm saying? Well, like Miles was there one day and then he was kidnapped, and then all of a sudden the whole series just canceled. It was one of them situations. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, I was like, man, come on, now. They canceled Moesha right when Miles got kidnapped. What type of ignorance is that? You know, I know that's a whole nother thing. Yeah, but yeah. So my prep. The add on to my prep was I would eat cereal dry. I would put it in a cup because we ain't had a whole lot of milk, you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's either put water and sugar in it or eat it dry. So I'm gonna eat it dry. So I had me a cup, you know what I'm saying? Like get some cereal, put it to the side, tune my TV, make sure I got to the right station so I could flip between them each one I want to get to on time. At one point on Saturday mornings and on Sunday mornings, Dragon Ball used to come on. No, I'm like, and that was actually my first anime experiences was Ronin Warriors and Dragon Ball on Fox in the early morning. Like it was like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. Like that was when they dropped. I think it was Sunday mornings though. But yeah, like that's how I actually got introduced to anime. But for the Saturday morning started at 6. And they had like, like Eat the Cat and a couple other cats on, you know what I'm saying? They had them on, but it wasn't like nothing real big yet. It was like when 8 o'clock hit, that's when you get the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. You got a couple other cats, and you get all the way down to 11 o'clock block, which is my block. Because it was the GOATs, man. It was X-Men animated series and Spider-Man animated series. I'm like, yo, and that actually had continuity. It was one of the first, I would say it's one of the first cartoons that I watched that actually had continuity. You know what I'm saying? Like it actually had you watched one episode, you missed it, you were screwed. Like you're like, okay, what happened? They would get there. Sometimes you got like later on in the series, they learn and they would give you some recaps, but you didn't get a lot of recaps of Spider-Man. I mean, I went back and watched the whole thing on Disney Plus and still enjoyed it. I went back and watched the whole X-Men series, enjoyed it until the last season when you could tell they ran out of money. I said, they're like, oh, we out of money. How many more things can we do? All right, let's do a play. It was like Hercules. You know what I'm saying? Like Hercules on Fox, if y'all remember that. You know, Hercules started out somewhat strong, it was still somewhat entertaining, him versus Ares, Xena popped in, and then at the end, he's walking on set and it's Hercules. I was like, what? Just run out of money. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was one of them, like for me, I did that, got everything tuned. I would have like a mid snack so that way I wouldn't have to leave, had a bathroom routine, which normally Beetleborgs. That's what was my bathroom break, so he's like, oh, cool. Okay, I can go to the bathroom now. I mean, once that joint popped on nice and 10 to no, I'm like, yeah, I'm at bathroom break. Like, yep, gotta go. Now go outside, do something real quick, come back in for 11 o'clock, buddy. 11 o'clock was prime time. At one point in time, Silver Surfer came on too. Remember that joint? It was 11:30 block. It was right after X-Men. X-Men held that 11 o'clock spot down for a while.
Oh, yeah.
And then Spider-Man kind of like crept in, took the 11:30 spot. Then the Tick took the 11:30 spot. It didn't have it for long, but I remember it took the 11:30 spot, maybe for like a year, and then they dropped it out. And then we got Silver Surfer for like a year, and then dropped out. But then it was the constant was X-Men, Spider-Man, or you got a 4-hour X-Men. Because X-Men was lit.
Oh yeah.
That show is still lit. I mean, I go back and roll that back, and it's still good. Yeah, but yeah, my ritual was like it was pretty simple too. I mean, I was like, I was just trying to make sure that I could stay in a room. I didn't want to leave the room because I didn't want nothing to happen that I missed. So,
oh man, like when I was younger, I was good, but like as we, as we got older, you had to do well. I had, including me, it was the house of five, so I ended up, having to do like outside chores and stuff. So
yeah,
I got as much as I could in, and then, once everybody got up, that was a wrap.
yeah, like responsibility kicked in like round 12, and it was like, man, this is trash. You know what's crazy though? If you look at the tape, by the time we hit 14 years old, like for our generation, Saturday morning cartoons is dying. You know what I'm saying? Like look at the tape. Like if you go back and look at the tape of CBS, ABC, NBC, and Fox, they died with us. As far as like the consistency of trying, like they didn't really try as hard after us. Then they moved to prime time. Toonami blew up on Cartoon Network, and when Toonami blew up, we got Adult Swim. And then outside of Adult Swim on Saturdays, we would get like, we got Justice League. We got the Justice League at prime time too. At one point, remember we got Justice League at 8 o'clock at night on Saturdays. I remember being in college. We was in college like waiting for the Justice League to pop up. It was that good. The but it died with us. Our generation was probably the last one to really fully enjoy Saturday morning cartoons. Because the generation after us got Chowder and the imagination, the great imagination school of Gumball, whatever that trash show is, name, I forget the name of it.
Dude just called Chowder Powder.
Yeah, well, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna lie. I watched a lot of Chowder with my youngest sister, so I'm like 11 and a half years older than my sister, and so I watched a lot of Chowder with her. I like Chowder and what is it, Gumball? That's like, so we're adults now, me and my sister, but we still have like inside jokes about Chowder for some reason, and so like Chowder didn't bother me. I'm being too much myself. My bad.
Everybody has a vice. I'm playing.
I mean, now the animation was great. I love the animation on Chowder though.
Yeah, I remember seeing the dog on Chowder when we were at Winthrop, and just being offended. I was like, "What is this?" Hey, like literally, I was like, "What is this? Who made this and who gave them money?" I mean, I remember saying it to myself when we were like 18. I was like, "Who made this?" You know what I'm saying? I mean, I like that was me. You know what I'm saying? But I was like,
I'll watch Chowder while eating a bowl of cereal in the dark. I'm in my mid-30s and I'll be in basketball shorts, dirty socks, with a bowl of cereal, like one of them big Chinese prep bowls of cereal with almond milk and watching Chowder.
oh my goodness, man! I was like, I was like, man, Chowder, nah, bro, just drop this thing. I mean, it didn't do it for me. I was like, nah. I watched the episode. I was just like, after I'm done watching like Batman animated series, Superman, you know what I'm saying? Even Yu-Gi-Oh was lit. I mean, like trash Yu-Gi-Oh all you want. Them suckers made you care about stuff you didn't even want to care about.
Oh, in the beginning, yeah.
I mean, that didn't even make sense to me. I was like, this is a card. I mean, me and Mitchell was in the room. We're like, it's a freaking card game. There's no way. And this was also Saturday mornings. You know what I'm saying? Because like, nah, ain't no way this thing is gonna be that good. And we was hooked. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then the guy pulled out a card. Oh, no, you know, they like spaz. But we looking like, what's happening? Like, why is this so lit? Like what is like why is this dude like reacting like this? And then homeboy like goes to a 2-minute explanation of what the card do and how it's gonna destroy his family. You know, you know what I'm saying? I was like, okay. You know like you're gonna lose your soul over a children's card game. We're like, what? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it went too far, man. You know, but yeah, like it was
so ruthless because of our mindsets.
It was savagery. Savagery, and
we fell in love with.
That's probably one of the contrasts for me. Like anime and Saturday morning cartoons, with the exception, because like any anime that I saw on Saturday mornings were genuine anime that had been cartoonified. Like for instance, Voltron, for example, is a Frankenstein of a cartoon.
It really
like the original thing was Go Lion in Japan. I didn't find that out until I was an adult. That it really was. They hashed together 3 or 4 completely different seasons of Go Lion and a whole nother other cartoon and mashed them together to make what we now know as Voltron.
They did the same thing to Gatchaman, which was G-Force for us. They did the exact same thing. Now, granted, G-Force. Like, look, man, I heard that joint, yo. You was like, oh, it's about to get lit. You hear the dude pop off and say G-Force. It's like somebody's calling you to a fight. You know what I'm saying? But it was dope. But it was also was one of the ones that suffered from that, where people they were just torn apart. Was it 4Kids that did after that? Like, do you remember what studio did that joint?
Probably 4Kids. 4Kids, they were another one of those, like, you know, like Atlas, hit and miss, a lot of misses.
Yeah.
So for me, anime and was there was a clear delineation for me between, with the exception of Technoman and Voltron, with the exception of those two, there was a really clear delineation for anime and cartoons, and I always tried to keep that delineation for whatever reason. I always tried to keep those two things separate. They're less separate now as an adult, but when I was a kid and when I was a teenager, those two things were very separate. And part of the reason why is because we apart from Technoman and Voltron, there wasn't any. We couldn't get any anime on any of the stuff that we were watching. Our local Fox station didn't have any anime aired on it. It was all just standard cartoon stuff. And then we didn't have anything but the outside taller than the house antenna, the aluminum antenna. You had to go outside and turn it. If the wind blew, you lost your signal. Stuff. It was a two-man team to watch TV, and then you had you know what I'm saying, a two-man team to watch TV, and you had rabbit ears and tinfoil in the house on top of that.
Yo, homie, so, I turned into a rocket scientist trying to figure out how to watch TV, man. I mean, I had this little old black and white TV, and I took my mom's and them. They had this copper wire, you know what I'm saying, that they would use, and there was they had some left over. My bad, they had some left over, and I would actually string that from the back of my TV to my window. Now, and it's like when people ask you how you figured out how to fix your game. You know what I'm saying? When your game was jacked up, people like, well, what did you? What, you know, there was no internet. You use everything in the freaking house. You know, you use everything in your possession to fix
Q-tips, tissue, blowing in it, all that.
everything, bro. I mean, you're like, look, I will figure this out because we ain't got the money to get it again. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the same thing was with the TV. Like, that's how I got. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, for me, because I asked people, I'm like, yo, y'all remember that Dragon Ball was on Fox? And people like, what? I'm like, yeah, that's how I watched Dragon Ball. Not Dragon Ball Z, but Dragon Ball. Like Goku as a kid, you know, with him and Bulma, when Bulma clapped him in the face.
Yeah,
You know,
our local Fox station didn't have, our local Fox station in Buford didn't have Dragon Ball, and
that's
so
crazy. I mean,
so I didn't see Dragon Ball until I was a teenager. After I had watched Dragon Ball Z, I discovered. So for me, almost all of my anime until I was old enough to work and have a job and actually like be able to buy my own stuff, which was I guess like 15, 16 in that age range.
Yeah.
All of our anime experience was stuff that our dad rented for us to watch from Movie Gallery.
Yeah.
So I didn't. So apart from Technoman and Voltron, which I didn't even know those were anime at the time.
Yeah, none of us did. I mean, like,
Yeah.
it was English dubbed. You know, so you just like Ronin Warriors, yo. I mean, I'm to this day Ronin Warriors top 3 best anime of my gallery. I mean, I love Ronin Warriors, yo. But I didn't know. I didn't
watch that. I didn't watch that until we had cable to watch Cartoon Network.
And so that's crazy to me because, like I said, Fox literally had a I think it was the first season. It was all the way until Homeboy, the Anubis Armor, died, giving it to his sister. That was the last episode I remember watching on Fox, and then it just reran after that. You know what I'm saying? It took me like until I was yet a man. Like I said, that whole what's the name, Bane speech, you know, from Dark Knight Rises just makes sense. You know, we got all these kids want to run around, they got all this easy access to all this anime, and I'm like, I was bored.
I can actually tell you the only anime that aired on Fox in Buford, and then they pulled it when they realized what they were airing. They did. This is a true story. So like the only one was and this was in the early 90s, Sailor Moon.
Oh, bro, yeah, Sailor Moon did come on.
Yeah, it did. In the mornings on
they didn't know.
It wasn't even on Saturday. It was like on a Monday or a Tuesday or something like that. They were aired in the morning before school. And they didn't even make it all the way through season 1 when they began to realize what it was that they were.
No,
they pulled it.
Yo, Sailor Moon lit. Okay, like that show got so much in it. And I'm like watch first season uncut. I'm being serious. Watch the first uncut. It will put cats to shame. And this is like, and so if Julian was watching it in the 90s, it was uncut because I watched Dragon Ball uncut on Fox. Like it was like, you know, Goku was Bucky all half the time in Dragon Ball. I'm just being real. He was always Bucky, booty out, all that. It was a weird. I'm like, what the world is happening? You know what I'm saying? Because that was my first time ever seeing that in a cartoon. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But like he walking around, you know, just all full frontal. You know, all that stuff was allowed in the doggone, like in the earth. I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then like the whole thing about, you know, them trying to get Bulma panties, all that weird stuff that happened. They didn't censor any of that. They did dubs for it all. They didn't censor any of it. And Sailor Moon was in that same situation. They didn't. It wasn't until we got it to Toonami that they actually censored it. Yeah. Toonami censored the mess out of Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
They censored the mess out of Gun and Wing. Man, that was. I
mean, they kind of had to. They couldn't afford to do what, you know, like with the Fox back when they actually had like broadcast stations. Those dudes were just walking into the room with a VHS and sticking it in the VCR and then walking out to get coffee. You know, that's exactly what was happening. They didn't know it was on those tapes. That's why Sailor Moon got pulled, because someone actually stuck around and actually watched an episode or two, or got a soccer mom to call in with a complaint. You know what I'm saying? Like. That's what happened. Someone either didn't leave the room after they stuck the VHS in, or they got a phone call. It's like, "Yo, what did you just play?" And it got pulled with the quickness. And then Donahue was back on.
Donahue, the fighting reality star. Just messing. Like,
Geraldo.
Yo, that was Geraldo. That sucker was doing Superman punches before Superman punches was cool. That's a whole nother conversation. I remember that jump when the racist came on that episode, and your boy did that full lunge. Like, look, like anybody, I know we done branched out, but this is what we do. Like, but if you got the free time, I'm telling you, go on YouTube, look up Donahue fights, and what's his name? What's his name?
Geraldo.
Yeah, Geraldo fights. Yeah, so I mean, like, look, man, it was gangster. So we're gonna end it with one quick question. It's gonna be name a goat and a toad. So name a greatest of all time, and then name a terrible at any time. And then terrible on any day. My bad. And we're gonna close this episode out. So hit me. Like, so I don't care who goes first. You know what I'm saying? Give me a goat and give me a toad on Saturday mornings.
I'll go last.
Okay. Well, I'll go first then. I'll go first. So a GOAT for me, like I said, X-Men, yo. X-Men animated series is a doggone GOAT. And Spider-Man, GOAT. GOATs. I mean, GOATs among GOATs. X-Men changed a whole generation that didn't read comic books. I was reading comic books before that. But a lot of my people that was around me read comic books after X-Men came out. Now, a Toad, good, so many. Goodness gracious. VR Trooper 3, virtual reality. Yeah, like that.
That show was trash.
It was. I mean, I remember it was messed up. It was like the first Black Initiative, you know. You know what I'm saying? Like Power Rangers, they had like a black guy, and the black guy was like mad born. He's like, like that was how he sounded. I'm like, this dude is trash, yo. He's not.
Beetleborgs was better than them.
Yeah. VR Troopers was that bad. I mean, like they even had like this virtual reality realm where like the guys would jump into a virtual world and scrap, and they had these different suits, and it was still trash. Yeah, so that's my Toad, man. That's a terrible on any day, and it made so bad. It made it to early mornings on the regular days. It hasn't made it there. Like,
wasn't nowhere else to put them.
Facts.
We got the show, may as well.
Yeah, I was like, this is a trash show, yo. Mitchell, go ahead, man. Goat and the Toad.
Goat. I don't know if it was in the mornings or not. And then I had to actually like talk you into this one. But my goat, I'm gonna say One Piece. And
One Piece, man.
Well, remember, I had to talk you into that.
Yeah, but we talking about Saturday morning cartoons, Mitchell.
I know we're talking about Saturday morning cartoons.
We know you love One Piece, and I'm not saying I don't either. Okay, but we're talking about Saturday morning cartoons, Mitchell.
Fine.
He had to make the point. He's like, look, One Piece. Just make sure y'all know that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, we get it, Mitchell. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody hates One Piece.
No,
literally, no one hates.
You know, I met a guy that hates One Piece, and he's black. But continue. Yeah,
and he's probably lying.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, he's a closet fan. I told him, I said, how you know about Nami and all the rest of these? He said, man, don't ask me no questions. I'm like, you watch it.
He like it.
I messed with him, and I said, super, and he was like, oh, that's Frankie. I said, how you know that and you hate the show, man? You know what I'm saying?
Because he likes it.
He likes it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
He's just waiting for episode 930 to drop.
Hit me, man. What you got, man?
All right.
Go Saturday mornings.
I know. Let me see. All right. I do Garfield and Friends.
Garfield?
It would look, and you already took X-Men.
He's right.
You took X-Men. What else do you want me to do, man?
You talking about with Creepy Tom? You know, to the dude that was talking to his cat and having delusions of grandeur, speaking to a cat and giving his cat high blood pressure and diabetes.
So what you want me to give you Heathcliff?
Now Heathcliff, nobody talks trash about Heathcliff. I'm playing.
Okay.
I'll say
it's like parallel universe.
Yeah, Heathcliff gangster. Like Heathcliff, yeah. I'm messing. I like Garfield too. Garfield was a savage. But yeah, like, so what's your Toad?
Well, since I gotta stick with Saturday mornings, let's see. I'm like, yo, either I blanked out or I just turned the TV off. Like the third season and beyond of Digimon.
Oh dang, bro! Like you ain't had to shade them like that. God, see, this is why I said, man, Mitchell is the coldest dude I know. Because he just slid that in there like, oh, you know, I'm just gonna shade entire seasons. You know, he's like this whole all these seasons after this is trash.
Man, with the quickness.
Like the first 2 seasons was hot. But like after that, it's just like they tried to redo everything. Like, they just tried to redo what made them hot in the beginning, and it didn't work.
That's fair. I got nothing bad to say about that assessment. That's like, to me, like Beyblade should have never been a thing, but I'm not gonna get that. No, Julian, what's your GOAT and tell?
The GOAT, like I'm gonna do the inverse of Mitchell. Digimon season 1 and 2 is a GOAT. It's still good now. Like, that had continuity.
Oh yeah,
it's still dope.
Yeah.
So yeah, Digimon season 1 and 2 was dope. And then my Toad would probably be the Incredible Thunder Lizards.
Thunder Lizards rule.
Incredible Thunder Lizards. Like, it was trash then, and it's trash now.
It was so trash that they had to make it into like a 5-minute segment and eat the cat. You know?
It wasn't good. It was so bad.
It was bad. Eat the Cat was trash too. You know,
so was Clutter. Everything that spun off of Extravaganza.
Yeah,
was Thunder Lizards, Clutter, and something else. They were all bad.
All of them are trash, man. I mean, Shark.
Eek was dope then. I don't know if Eek is still dope, but it was dope then.
No, Eek was not dope at any time. I was mad that was coming on because I was waiting for Power Rangers. I'm like, you could have gave Power Rangers another 30 minutes. You know, why we gotta eat the cat? You know, I
was a faithful Eek the Cat because it never hurt to help. I was a faithful Eek the Cat dude.
Well, that was very fair and balanced to you.
I mean, it was on Fox. What do you expect?
That's fair. I'm just using your own words against you. That's all.
Yeah, I know. Like, it's a hey, you know, it was on Fox, fair and balanced.
Yeah, but like that's our thoughts, guys. If you got any on Saturday morning cartoons that you want to like remind us of or talk about, or you want us to talk about, like, contact us. Like I said, T-Enigma at Enigma's Unchained, Ice Enigma at Enigma's Unchained. This is Enigma's Unchained. We had a very, very fun time talking about Saturday morning cartoons with Mitchell trying to change it into One Piece situation.
Hold up. I got one more trash cartoon.
Oh, that.
I know it's not. Again, it wasn't Saturday morning, but Bo.
Let's not go there, Mitchell. Okay, you know what I'm saying? You bringing up old stuff. Bo is
that was trash, man.
Something to do with the blonde afro with the nose hair whips?
Yes, yes. The guy with the nose hair whips. He was pre-JoJo. That's why I called him. People got mad at me. I'm like, I'm sorry. I know JoJo had a cartoon, but had an anime before that. But that's to me is how I feel about JoJo Bizarre Adventure to a particular degree. Outside of a few moments, it feels like Bo, over exaggerated, absolutely insane, and has no significance in teaching you anything. Yeah, Nose has. I mean, he went Super Saiyan. You know what I'm saying? You know, that was a rave. You know, G Gundam did that. You know, they had a golden Gundam. You know what I'm saying? Also Gundams with sombreros. You know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got the most racist Gundams I ever seen in my life. Like, God, like here's this Russian when he got a vodka bottle in his head. You're like, what the world? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's bro. Oh man. Why you had to do that, Mitchell? Bo.
That was trash, man.
Trash. It was absolutely trash, yo. That's trash on. That is literally trash on End of Day. Like, let's say terrible End of Day. It was trash on End of Day. Goodness gracious. All right, well that's all we got, man. Yeah, like so. I'm T-Enigma. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the Ice Enigma.
Oh man.
You ain't gonna close them out, man.
You know I'm gonna close them out.
Mess you up. You know?
It was fun. We'll be back next time.
We'll be back, man. And then we also had our homie, man, the ordinary fellow Jay, Julian, man.
So it was a blast, y'all. Thanks for inviting me.
Facts. You'll come back again. We gotta do a blurred roundtable soon. You guys catch us at another time. We will talk to you later. And please remember, solve those enigmas. Don't leave them unsolved. Thank you guys for listening to Enigmas Unchained. If you like what you heard, please follow us on Apple and Google Podcasts by looking up Enigmas Unchained. Also, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Enigmas Unchained, as well as on Facebook by searching our name. Thank you guys for having us, and we look forward to seeing you again. Solve those enigmas. Don't leave them unsolved.